In a world clouded by confusion, desire, and conflict, a timeless voice calls out, clear, compassionate, eternal. This is the voice of the divine. This is the song of the Supreme. The Bhagavad Gītā, a dialogue between God and man, a guide for the soul, a path to peace, power, and liberation. Open your heart, still your mind, enter the battlefield of truth.
Śrīmad Bhagavad Gītā. The goal is to bring this sacred scripture closer to the hearts and minds of the people, especially the young, by blending visual illustrations with the profound teachings of Lord Krishna. In preparing this volume, I've taken care to remain faithful to the original Sanskrit text, while rendering the translation in a simple and understandable English form. I am deeply indebted to the artists whose illustrations add beauty and depth to this volume, and to the generous patrons whose support made this publication possible. May the teachings of the Bhagavad Gītā guide and inspire all who read it. It gives me great joy to present to the public this edition of the Śrīmad Bhagavad Gītā with illustrations. The aim is to make the sacred teachings of this divine scripture accessible and appealing, especially to the youth and the general public. By integrating visual imagery with sacred text, the timeless message of Lord Krishna is brought to life in a way that inspires the heart and enlightens the mind. In the preparation of this edition, I have taken special care to stay true to the original Sanskrit verses and render their meaning in simple and clear English, so that even a lay reader may grasp. The illustrations are created to reflect the context and spirit of each teaching. I express my heartfelt gratitude to the generous contributors whose patronage made this work possible. I also thank the artists whose skilled hands have beautifully depicted the divine scenes. May this sacred effort fulfill its purpose to spread spiritual wisdom, inspire righteous living, and nurture devotion to the Supreme Lord. Dedicated to all seekers of truth, devotees of Lord Krishna, and students of Dharma, who strive to live a life of righteousness, wisdom, and devotion. This humble work is especially offered to the youth of India, with the hope that the light of the Bhagavad Gītā may illuminate their hearts, strengthen their minds, and guide them on the path of duty and self-realization. Let the divine words of Sri Krishna awaken noble thoughts and right action in all. May peace and spiritual prosperity be with all beings. The Bhagavad Gītā, literally meaning the Song of the Lord, is a sacred dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, taking place on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. It is a part of the great Indian epic, the Mahabharata, and is universally revered as a philosophical and spiritual classic. The Gita addresses the deepest questions of human life: duty, righteousness, the nature of the self, the purpose of existence, and the path to liberation. Spoken by Lord Krishna himself, it reveals the eternal truths of karma, action, bhakti, devotion, and jnana, knowledge. This divine discourse not only provides spiritual wisdom, but also practical guidance for daily living. It teaches how to live with courage, how to act without attachment, and how to surrender fruits of action to the Supreme. It is said that whosoever reads the Gita with faith and understanding, their life is transformed in moments of confusion, sorrow, or despair. The words of the Gita provide strength and clarity. May the readers of this holy book find in its pages the light of truth, the path of righteousness, and the grace of the Lord. The Bhagavad Gītā is a spiritual treasure of 18 chapters and 700 verses. It is a conversation between Sri Krishna, the Supreme Lord, and Arjuna, the warrior prince, taking place just before the great war of the Mahabharata. At that decisive moment, Arjuna is overwhelmed with sorrow and confusion, unwilling to fight his own relatives, teachers, and friends. Seeing his despair, Lord Krishna delivers the divine message of the Gita, revealing the path of selfless duty, devotion, and wisdom. The Gita is not a sectarian scripture. It transcends all religions and applies to all humanity. Its teachings are universal, guiding one to live a life of integrity, inner peace, and spiritual growth. Each verse of the Gita is filled with divine insight, and every chapter explores a new dimension of the spiritual path. From the importance of action without attachment to the highest truths of the eternal soul, the Gita addresses all aspects of human life. This edition has been prepared with utmost devotion and care, with the aim of bringing the message of the Gita into the homes and hearts of readers across generations. The Bhagavad Gītā is not merely a religious scripture, it is a manual for life. It teaches us how to maintain inner peace amidst the chaos of the world, how to act with courage and clarity, and how to live a life aligned with our true nature. The Gita emphasizes attachment in action, doing one's duty without desire for reward, devotion to the Supreme, surrendering the ego and recognizing the divine in all, self-knowledge, realizing the eternal nature of the soul, Atman. It is through the Gita that Lord Krishna teaches us to rise above sorrow, conquer fear, and attain liberation. Great saints and scholars from all traditions have studied and praised this holy text. Mahatma Gandhi once said that whenever he faced difficulties, he turned to the Gita and found peace. Let us all, regardless of age or background, study this divine scripture with sincerity. Its words have the power to awaken the soul, purify the mind, and transform the heart. The Bhagavad Gītā is set on the sacred battlefield of Kurukshetra, where two great armies, the Pandavas and the Kauravas, prepare for war. Just before the battle begins, the noble warrior Arjuna, seeing his own kin on both sides, is struck with deep sorrow and moral confusion. He lays down his bow and refuses to fight, torn between duty as a warrior and love for his family. At that critical moment, Lord Krishna, who serves as Arjuna's charioteer, speaks the immortal words of the Gita. His message uplifts Arjuna from despair to resolve, from confusion to clarity, from human weakness to divine strength. This dialogue is not just a conversation between two individuals. It is a timeless message for all of humanity. Each of us faces Kurukshetras in life, moments of doubt, fear, and challenge. The Gita teaches us how to face them with courage, wisdom, and a divine guidance. The main characters in the Bhagavad Gītā play profound symbolic roles. Sri Krishna, the Supreme Lord, embodiment of divine wisdom, compassion, and power. As Arjuna's charioteer, he represents the inner guide, the consciousness that leads the soul toward truth. Arjuna, the human soul, caught in the web of duty, emotion, and confusion. He stands for each of us, facing life's dilemmas and seeking answers. Dhritarashtra, the blind king, symbolic of ignorance and attachment, whose refusal to act justly leads to the great conflict. Sanjaya, the king's charioteer and narrator of the Gita, symbolizing divine insight and the inner voice that reports the truth to the mind. The entire Gita is narrated by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra, giving us a divine window into the sacred conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. In this cosmic drama, the battlefield represents the mind, the warriors are the thoughts and emotions, and the fight is the eternal struggle between truth and falsehood, righteousness and temptation, light and darkness. The central message of the Bhagavad Gita is this: do your duty without attachment to the results. Lord Krishna teaches that action is necessary, but it must be done with the right attitude, without selfish desire, without fear, and without attachment to success or failure. This is called the path of karma yoga, the yoga of selfless action. But Krishna does not stop at action alone. He reveals deeper paths, Bhakti yoga, the path of devotion, where the soul surrenders to God in love and faith. Jnana yoga, the path of knowledge, through which one realizes the eternal self beyond body and mind. Raja yoga, the path of meditation and discipline, leading to mastery over the senses and mind. The Gita harmonizes all these paths, showing that they all lead to the supreme reality when practiced with sincerity and purity of heart. In a world full of conflict and confusion, the Gita is like a beacon of light, guiding every seeker toward peace, purpose, and liberation. The Bhagavad Gita is not limited by time, place, or religion. Its wisdom is eternal, and its relevance grows with each passing age. Great minds from around the world have turned to the Gita for guidance and inspiration. Mahatma Gandhi called it his spiritual dictionary. Swami Vivekananda praised it as the scripture for all humanity. Albert Einstein, Aldous Huxley, Carl Jung, and others admired its profound philosophy. Why does the Gita have such universal appeal? Because it speaks directly to the human condition, our struggles, our doubts, our search for meaning, and our longing for peace. It does not ask blind faith, but encourages reflection, wisdom, and self-realization. The Gita assures us that whenever there is a decline in righteousness, I manifest myself. Lord Krishna, Gita 4.7. This promise is timeless. The Lord is always with those who seek truth and justice. To read the Gita is to awaken the divine within. How to study the Gita? To truly benefit from the Bhagavad Gita, it is not enough to merely read it. One must study it with reverence, reflect upon its teachings, and apply them in daily life. Here are some suggestions for sincere study. Approach with faith, with humility and openness. Even a single verse, rightly understood and practiced, can transform your life. Read daily. Make it a habit to read a few verses each day. Let its wisdom settle into your heart and mind. Reflect deeply. After reading, spend time thinking about the message. Ask, what does this verse teach me? How can I apply it? Chant or listen. Art in the Sanskrit verses or listening to them can elevate the soul. The vibrations carry spiritual power. Live the teachings. Apply the principles in your work, relationships, and thoughts. The Gita is a guide to righteous living. By walking the path shown in the Gita, we come closer to inner peace, spiritual strength, and liberation. Those who sincerely study the Bhagavad Gita, even a little, receive immense spiritual benefit. The scriptures declare that he who reads or listens to the Gita with faith and devotion attains peace, purity, and ultimately reaches me. Lord Krishna, the Gita blesses its devotee with inner peace amid life's chaos, clear understanding of one's duty and purpose, freedom from fear, doubt, and sorrow, devotion to God, and the path of righteousness, spiritual liberation, moksha. It is said that even in the final moments of life, remembrance of the Gita leads the soul to the supreme abode. Therefore, let us all keep this sacred scripture close, not only on our shelves, but in our hearts and actions. Let its divine voice guide us, protect us, and lead us to the highest truth, the promise of the Gita. The Bhagavad Gita contains several divine assurances from Lord Krishna, promises that uplift the soul and instill unwavering faith. Among them, it stands supreme: abandon all duties and take refuge in me alone. I shall deliver you from all sins. Do not grieve. 18.66. This is the ultimate message of the Gita, the call to surrender with full trust and love to the Supreme Lord. When all other paths seem uncertain, when the mind is troubled and the heart is restless, the Gita offers this eternal refuge. Through its pages, the Lord assures you are never alone. Divine grace is always near. Your soul is eternal and divine. Right action will never go in vain, and devotion brings you closest to the divine. Let this secret message be your companion through life's journey, in joy and sorrow, in success and struggle. Dear reader, before we proceed to study the divine verses of the Bhagavad Gita, I offer this final thought. The world today moves with great speed, filled with distractions, desires, and confusion. In such times, the need for spiritual clarity and inner strength is greater than ever. The Gita is not merely a book. It is a living voice, a companion, and a guide. Whenever you feel lost, turn to its pages. Whenever your heart is heavy, listen to the Lord's words. Whenever you seek truth, let the Gita be your path. As you read the sacred verses, do so with devotion, with patience, and with a sincere heart. You will find that every word speaks to you. Every line is a step forward on your spiritual journey. May Lord Krishna, the speaker of the Gita, bless you with wisdom, peace, and divine realization. Rai Bahadur Pandit, Janaki Nath Sahib.